I'm Liz. I'm Health and Wellness Director at Compass UK and Ireland, and I'm here today with Ryan, who's Culinary Director for Eurest. We're here today to talk about something that's very close to our heart, and that is the art and science of foods. We've been exploring the psychology behind food and what we eat, and how it can make us happier, healthier, and more sustainable.
There's three parts to our food philosophy. Food needs to be delicious, it needs to be mindful, and it has to be planet positive.
So obviously I understand delicious, I love my food, but tell me a little bit about what does mindful mean?
Mindful means that we have a nutrition first approach and we try and put a balance into every dish that we do.
And planet positive?
We care about where our food comes from. We would try and use plant-based as often as we can, and we try and look to use sustainable and British ingredients.
As well as being planet positive, we know that people want to eat healthily. And 6 out of 10 adults try to eat healthily. But here's the thing, over 65% of Brits are either obese or overweight. So actually, wanting it doesn't seem to be enough. One of the reasons behind this is that our subconscious drives much of our decision making. So our quick responses or our auto decisions, they shape our behaviours without any real conscious consideration. So how do we disrupt the system? How do we change those behaviour patterns and help people to make better decisions? These concerns are increasingly urgent in light of the recent COVID crisis. Research shows that obesity can be one of those underlying health issues which could have a more severe impact if you catch COVID. Sustainability is another key issue, and we all know that what we eat can have a negative impact on the planet. But I think it might be the case that sometimes people think that eating badly is the easier option.
But it's so important to have a balanced diet, and people do think that eating badly is the convenient, easier, cheaper option, but actually it isn't. Having a balanced diet is far better for you and actually more affordable, given if you do it in the right way.
As well as looking at sustainability, we're also looking at ways to reduce food waste, which is one of the biggest problems in our industry, but it's also a big problem at home.
Absolutely. The UK wastes a massive 1.9 million tonnes of food each year. Whilst we can't reduce that figure overnight, we can work towards dramatically decreasing it.
I think it's just the little things, isn't it? So since I've been working with Ryan, he's got me doing little bits like keeping broccoli stalks in Tupperware in my fridge. But I have to say, even though I work in it and I try really hard, I still can't get through a whole loaf of bread without throwing a couple of slices away.
Great for croutons, great for bread and butter pudding. But at Eurest, we are embedding a zero waste culture whilst we look at adding a circular food offer. A circular food offer means we don't throw anything away. So we're keeping all of the byproduct that is normally perceived as waste. So our coriander stalks or the outer leaves of a cabbage, the peelings of a carrot, all this can be used in different ways. We can pickle, or we can use the coriander stalks in a pesto. The cabbage goes great in a kimchi, for example.
It's great to see some of the steps that we're making with food waste. And one of the other areas that we're looking at, especially in terms of environment, is plant-based. Plant-based is a massive trend, and it's holding up on its own way. It's not just for vegans. We're seeing more and more people looking at having a plant-based diet, not necessarily all the time, but that whole flexitarian lifestyle is something that we're looking to cater more and more for. What do you think, Ryan?
Absolutely. Our Plantilicious brand has gone down an absolute storm in our business. And we're incorporating more and more plant-based proteins into our dishes. Not only that, but looking at adding whole grains, nuts, fruits and seeds in as well.
And I think there used to be a thing, I'm not sure if it still stands, but it used to be that people would think a meal wasn't a meal unless it had meat in it. What do you think about that?
Absolutely, but perception is changing and it's not all about the meat anymore. Vegetables are very much the hero on the plate, and there are lots of really good and sustainable plant-based alternatives out there.
Weight is an incredibly fraught issue for many of us. So whilst obesity might very much be in the news, it's best left away from the table. We recommend focusing on well-being instead. The great things about being healthy, the benefits of exercise, and the positive impact that can have on your mental health. As caterers, we talk about connecting people through food. We know that 70% of people with access to an on-site restaurant will eat with colleagues. And we also know that work friendships make people much more productive and happy at work. And especially in recent times, food has been helping us connect. Food has become a global obsession as we've all been trying new baking skills, experimenting with new cuisines, and learning new skills as a family.
The hot topic of the moment is food waste and what you can do with leftover foods. We showed you earlier some ingredients that were left over, and we've actually turned these into some fantastic food waste tacos, which we're going to talk you through now. We've started to prepare 2 great tacos for you here, using up those leftover ingredients. So we've done like a Korean style one. So we've taken kimchi, where we've got leftover cauliflower leaves, carrot peelings, the tops of spring onions, and made that into a really nice kimchi. Kimchi which is really good for your gut health as well, so really good for you. On top of that, our broccoli stalks. So we've marinated them in a really nice Asian dressing and just charred those off. And then on top of that, some pink pickled onions. So I'm just going to finish off our Korean taco. I'm just going to top it with some chilies. And we've actually pickled these chilies in leftover dill pickle juice that was left over in the jar. So we've just added into there, and it gives them a really nice flavour with a little bit of dill pickle coming through as well. So I'm going to finish it with our aquafaba sriracha, give it a nice kick. And then we'll just top with some sesame seeds, and that one's good to go. So that's our first taco, Korean inspired. So our Mexican inspired taco, we've got some really nice and healthy black beans in there. We've added a bit of coffee grounds in there as well to give it a really earthy flavour. We've topped that with a pico de gallo, so that's like a Mexican salsa. We've diced up the tomatoes with some red onions, green chilies, a dash of lime and a little bit of garlic in there as well. And then we've got some pickled red cabbage, and we've just used the root of the red cabbage, which is perfectly edible, and we've just dropped that into a really nice pickling liquor and just left that for a few days. So we're just going to top this one. We've also kept some cucumber skins, which we've pickled as well, which the cucumber skins are delicious, and we've just dropped that in the pickle just for a couple of days. And then to finish, we're going to add some coriander stalks, which are absolutely packed full of flavour, and it's a shame to waste those. And to finish, a bit of vibrant colour, we're just going to add some pomegranate seeds onto here as well.
Ooh,
Okay, and that's our finished tacos. We'll just finish those tacos with a wedge of lime. Your diet choices influence your performance and work. Nutrition is part of building strong foundations for your health and well-being.
It provides the energy to fuel concentration, decision-making ability, and productivity, especially when managing decision-making processes or creativity for new ideas. Here at Eurest, our goal is to develop dishes that benefit not just your health, but your community and the environment too, all put together in a way that looks and tastes delicious.